To'oS Café, the teams compete to see who can produce the best coffee in Timor-Leste. In the last episode, our contestant met their teammates and took part in the first challenge. The blue team is in the lead, but there is a long way to go before Festival Café Timor. In today's episode, we're going to Este to visit a new coffee processing center that has been built by Mariano Alves. Mariano, also known as Ameta, is a young entrepreneur who grew up in Este and recently moved back to his village after almost 10 years living in Dili.
Hadokan husi Este hansan sai husi Este nei ia 2008. Iho momento ne ba Laos kata kau mankakara kado ba Dili mai be ho situação hau ni escola hansan secundário SMA ia Este lá ia. Então bele kala bele hau tenki badili. Hau foi ba escola SMA ia Dili. Então o hira hau hare Miramar blog no Timor blog. Anta hau mehiona katak aba mandura hau escola remata SMA kar hau ia osa ituan hau tenki hola mesin batakoida. Tambah hau hatene katak yang meni syukurasik musi yari kesoi hanasang remoting.
Let's see how Ameta's life has changed in the last few years.
Então hau passa iha café leta fo serviço nundar barista. Halau hau neknara na ba hansa chef barista na ba. Então hau ni hanoi rene troca fale café. E depois de dene maka hau hatene onsa fuenda da hau foto de são sai husi resignan husi amne serviço no fila falmaine. Hau koko halo fating hanasang idane hanasang construção ba café niam e onsa magbela do processo qualidade café ne bekediak baseia ba mercado internacional ne precisa.
Life is good. Ameta has begun working with coffee specialists from other countries, including Miguel Fajardo, a coffee production specialist from Colombia, who will help to train our teams on coffee processing.
Hello, my name is Miguel. I come from Armenia, Quindío, Colombia. I've been working with coffee for 7 years right now, and I work for a company called Raw Material. Our focus and aim is to achieve high quality standards by simple practices. And that's what we're going to teach here in Timor. And our objective is to teach the people here in Timor and to learn about with them how to process the best coffee possible.
After our teams arrived, local community representatives welcomed everyone with a special ceremony. After they offered us the traditional weaving, a training week begins where our contestants will learn how to produce good quality coffee with the help of Miguel and Ameta.
So, as you know, there's plenty of work to do, so let's get on it.
Miguel is looking forward to starting, and it is now time for him to introduce himself to our contestants.
It's very nice to meet you all, and the idea is that from this on we're going to start basically from the tree finally to the end process of all of these coffees in the drying areas.
Oportunidade dia mai hau tamba etan formação hosi hauna maluk sira debe formação diuliu ba cuidado café atu processo café ne qualidade.
Eu fane be que hoje em dia euronomos simple caricaturo. Aí mo vise la haturu mai mas agora ban pati de simple dia tuni bahadu costa bini.
Now everything is ready to start. There is an important lesson that they have to learn.
Getting to good coffee, it's a joint work between the producer and the barista.
There is one rule that Miguel considers fundamental for coffee production. Can you tell us about it, Miguel?
From what I've seen in Timor, the biggest challenge is coffee picking ripe cherries. It's really important and there's no good incentives to achieve it. So that will be the first and initial challenge.
Bem-vindo ba colega sira hotu nebeke mai hindorom ba desafios nebeke ita to café. Desafios nebeke ita hetan hindorom makita sai ba café ya café laran. E ita sai hetan café hum balo nebeke difícil debe satu ku. E o hira ita to ku sai hetan botene dida. Ku hotu na konene depois fakar ba bale de nebeke metang ba.
The process starts with picking, and there is nothing better than testing the teams while they are at their strongest.
Tolo ida one, nice.
Our contestants have started picking, but there is a secret that our specialists didn't reveal to the competitors.
Iha desafio sida ne ami karakato hare katak sirane ku ida nebeke dia ka ola dia. Ida ne ami sei for punishment o ansang sansang tuan basira katak idane la dundia tambah idane la qualidade e precisa kuma idane beke dia khana sanda da idane e ia desafio sidane la precisa sira kata ku barak leu hansa precisa makne quantidade mabe ku sirane be dia khori hasane qualidade.
Oh wow, this changes things a bit. Let's see how they do.
Yeah.
But what is this? Mana Teresa, you're on the phone while you're picking coffee?
Né, how cura da, depois mais que colher ela hansa me be, how nia be concentração ne bahela café ne. How explica da how nia be one dehan ami agora ku hela café iha café lara ni at sabe ni ami hela programa ida.
For baristas, life is not easy as they are not used to this kind of work. And Fatima needs help in order to pick good quality cherries.
Eu senti dificuldade balão, também café da ia primeiro me tare café ni hum mesak as, então insama kita tem que esforço para tu era tu café ni mai para tu ku no hili de da café dan mesma taça. Eu senti que kau ia fames ni fating dia nem serviço boti na bahau.
Ansani level.
Eu tenho que fokus para hari café tasak dia.
Domingos, kita buat ne grupo na ba? Kita buat ne grupo na ba?
It seems Domingos decided to do this challenge alone, a long way away from Julio, who is his team partner.
Tama sare ma kita buat na rural level service hamato.
Ne força lai atu dada naru.
Some of them are not doing that great. The red team has a lot of underripes, but I haven't seen the other buckets. We will see when they start pouring into the black buckets.
Minuto sanulutan. Lalais, minuto sanulu.
With 10 minutes to go, our contestants began to pour their cherries into the big buckets. The red team is the first to do it, and after them comes the grey team, followed by the blue team. But where is the white team?
Estudiante lalais, kulalais. Kulalais.
Estudiantes.
A few minutes from the end of this challenge, red team seems to have the advantage, while Domingos despairs with his empty bucket. But Julio, who has a lot of experience, arrives with a basket full of cherries. Now that picking has finished, it's the moment of truth. We will weigh each team's cherries, starting with the white team.
Domingos ne grupo kilo sanulu racing ida.
11 kilos for the white team. Now let's see how Georgie and Fatima did. Total weight of...
Fatima ne grupo kilo hito.
Domingos is already celebrating victory, but isn't he getting ahead of himself? Let's see the grey team.
How much?
Manarika ne grupo kilo walu.
The white team is still ahead, but what about the blue team? Pedro takes the bag to the scale.
Na ao sentirem sorte bot, mas ela também ao ver muito com a senhora Teresa também. Minha mãe que é conhecimento cliente quando eu preciso café.
Only 7 kilos. Looks like picking coffee and talking on the phone at the same time does not give good results. While Domingos is celebrating their victory, our specialist makes a surprising revelation to our competitors.
Agora ita tu bahare no check ne qualidade. Atu hare liu sema ka ku ida ne be ke tasak liu hana sang ida ne niseng manan. Sema ku ida ne be mangal ka osida tasak liu barak liu antang neselemna.
That's right. It doesn't matter who picked more, but who got the best cherries. It's time for our judges to evaluate what the competitors got to decide who, after all, won this challenge. Stay tuned for the final result at the end of this episode. While we wait for the results, we will learn about the 5 golden rules for coffee production.
Cleanliness. Processing your coffee as clean as possible is a big challenge, and it will also affect the quality of your beans. So you need to be aware of that your equipment, your facilities, how you handle coffee should be really clean.
One of the most important elements is the cleanliness of the equipment and facilities that are used for coffee processing. Our teams throw themselves to work in a good mood. Julius seems accustomed to this task. Always? Unlike Fatima, who seems to be still getting used to it.
Hamos tina ni dadala rua, ne tinan tolo ne fofuan teona, ne fona resultado ba ami. Depois, ne makau at hatoi amne serviço, nurar ema serviço To'oS naini.
The day ends in Atsabe. This was the first of a few days where we talk about the importance of picking and about cleaning our equipment. What does Miguel have prepared for us tomorrow? The team start the day with a lot of energy, and Miguel reveals what we are going to learn today.
The process that you do.
It looks like the teams are all ready to learn more, so let's get started. There are 3 main ways for processing fresh coffee: the natural process, honey process, and wash process. Let's take a look at the natural process. This is the simplest process, but it can easily go wrong. The secret of this process is the picking, which has to be very good. After picking, we need to clean the cherries and remove any that float, as these are not good. This is a very important step in all processes. After this, we put the rest to dry as soon as possible on African raised beds so that the coffee won't come into contact with the ground.
Nia iha risku bot tambah ita habai hamudu ko nia midar kani goma ne beke iha kafe larat.
Now the honey process. In this process, the equipment has to be very clean, and drying is also very important. Let's go step by step. After selecting the best cherries, we do the pulping, something that our baristas seem to be struggling to achieve despite Julius' encouragement. Being a farmer is not that easy after all. And finally, the wash process. This process is common in Timor-Leste because it is the least risky of the 3. After picking fresh cherries and cleaning the equipment, the teams pulp the cherries and leave them to ferment overnight in a place protected from sunlight. This fermentation process can be done by leaving the coffee in water, leaving it exposed to air, or in a sealed bag that prevents air from entering. And after a long tiring day, our contestant will rest because tomorrow there's more work to do. The day begins with a difficult task: removing the coffee beans mucilage, which is the gum stuck to it, to complete the washing process that were left to ferment overnight. Carlos decides to take a chance and test the wash water, but it seems that it's not so good. On the other hand, Julie seems to smell something familiar. Wine? And do you like it? After washing the beans 3 times to remove all the mucilage, we head to the 4th step: drying. The drying process is different for each method. In the natural process, drying must be done quickly to avoid mold and quickly stop the beans' internal fermentation. The honey process must also be dried quickly, and during the first 3 to 5 days, you have to turn the beans frequently to avoid problems.
ita tem que kiker helednya. Horas ida da lida, horas ida da lida. Depois ida ita tem que halo mihis. Também ita karagato hare nia anasang ida sore ni ba.
Eu senti a contente teves, menghira hau maitir programa yansan. Ya gusto los atutur tamba hau hitam buat nebe mak fomo hau.
Finally, in the wash process, drying should be done when it's not too hot. As in other processes, drying should be done using African raised beds to allow air to flow under the coffee and to prevent the coffee from coming into contact with the soil. Our competitors are very focused on learning, especially Teresa, who doesn't want to miss anything of what Miguel is saying.
Hau hanoi kata khawatu file fale husine. Hau bele halu buat ni be makan sa hau sidau khalo kare. Hau bele ajuda ha hau ni grupo. Hau ni grupo laran depois ba hau ni quintal nomos ba hau ni grupo ser nebe makami ha. Hau ni member ser seluk nebe hau konta ba.
And fifth, storage.
The coffee should be stored in a place that is dry and is protected from the sun. This rule is just as important as the other 4 rules, and if you don't follow it, then you can compromise the whole process.
Tempo ulukliwa, moris ho vida tos nai ni dene bem, kanes na vo sirania, mai ben nunca acesso ba ho processo sira liukusi associação nessa para itabele hadiah itene café e itabele hadiah itene a qualidade de café sai dia. Mai be ho senti ho oportunidade de nessa processo ba oine ho si hadiah ho ne café sai qualidade dia e prefere hau ne café mus moris dia tuir formação ga o treinamento nebema kanuin hamutu hodibele faheba malo.
Oh wait, we almost forgot. It seems that our judges have reached a conclusion on the results of today's challenge. Let's see who won. The 2 buckets that had too many unripe cherries were from the blue and gray teams. So the winner will be the red team or the white team. Who will be the winner?
Grupo mutingnya hetande 72% ba café nebe tasak.
And the winner
Di grupo meyangnya hetan 92% ba
is
tasak. Nah, significa kata ka grupo meyang maka hetan juara 1.
the red team. Congratulations to the red team for this victory. It was worth the effort. Dominguez accepts the results with good sportsmanship. But the next time, he can't celebrate victory before the official results.
Tetu primeiro quantity de cake mami, mas be ia segundo fale quantity de cake, mas be nia fobe volume de nebe que as ho qualidade de nebe primeiro esse grupo tolu nebe mak ami serviço hamutai.
The scores from today's challenge is as follows. The blue team is in 4th place, gray team in 3rd, the white team is in 2nd, and the winner is the red team. Now let's take a look at the scoreboard. We have a new team taking the lead. The gray team is stuck in 4th place with 3 points from 2 difficult challenges. In 3rd, we have the white team with 6 points, only 1 point from 2nd place. Finally, with 7 points, the blue team swaps places with the red team, meaning the red team leads the competition with 10 points. Will they maintain their position in the next episode? Let's see. The teams had a good week in Atsabe and have learned a lot about coffee processing. What does Miguel think about the potential to produce great coffee in Timor-Leste?
I believe that there's really good conditions here to produce a really wonderful coffee because you have an amazing microclimate, you have shade-grown coffee, which is really important, and you have the willingness of people to change.
And so we come to the end of another episode of To'oS Café. Don't miss the next episode where we will visit the team's farms and see what they have learned from Miguel. See you next time!